All right. Today we're taking a look at this, right? So this is Emerald Parrot, and she refers to herself as Kane's wife. For those of you wondering, Kane is a League of Legends character, okay? That's who Kane is. Kane is a League of Legends character, and this person really loves Kane. And their narrative is, I'm being bullied because I love Kane. Kane is the best. I love him. I want to work at Riot. I'm a talented artist. All these people are harassing me. I'm being harassed for my beliefs, right? And then she goes on about how can the left preach tolerance when they're not being tolerant of my beliefs? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the TwitLonger and break this down, because we're going to be talking about the paradox of tolerance today, which is a very interesting concept, but actually a very simple one that common sense makes very obvious. It's not a hard thing to figure out, and anybody with two brain cells to rub together to create some friction can figure out that the paradox of tolerance actually makes perfect sense, and it's actually very easy to solve. So here we go. I'm going to talk about some things that have been dragging me down for the past couple of years and have just been getting worse. As you know, I really like Kane. A lot. Talking about Kane makes me feel better. In 2017, I was diagnosed with depression, and Kane was, and still is, one of the few things that makes me feel better. I have very few interests, and one of those is League and Kane. That's two of them. Well, I guess one, because Kane is from League. My dream job is to work at Riot and make a splash art or skin concept art. However, I don't know if that could ever happen. I mean, this has been seen by Riot staff now. That's why it blew up. That's how it came to my attention. If you're mutuals with me, you know that I am a conservative and I disagree with LGBTQ, well, she doesn't even put the Q, views and beliefs. I never said I hated them. I didn't agree with their opinions. I believe a man should be with a woman, that you cannot change your gender, that there are only two genders, and that gender and sex are the same thing. This is like turbo bigotry, right? Like this paragraph is turbo bigotry. Like this person, when they wrote this paragraph, was like, all right, fam, time for the bigotry speed run. Let's do this, right? Everyone is entitled to their own views and beliefs. All right, but you just said you don't agree with their beliefs and who they are as people. When you say this online, they'll turn against you and try and cancel you and get other people to do so as well. I've been called racist, homophobic. Well, this is homophobic. I disagree with their views and beliefs. This is who they are as people. Xenophobic, transphobic, age-phobic, and everything else under the sun, despite never saying I hated those people. Yeah, because you can never express hate for a group of people without outright expressing it. You have to say, I hate the gays. You can't just be like, I don't like them. I don't like that they exist. I hate everything about them. I hate what they choose to do, but I don't hate the gays. That's what she's saying. That's her argument, right? Is I hate them, but you have to tolerate my hatred because I never said I hate them. That's what she's saying here. This is like turbo. This is turbo bigotry. It's quite impressive. I've never said anything related to race or culture, other than saying, like, culture, gay culture, I don't agree with it. It's bad. You're awful. So I don't know whether the xenophobia, racism part comes from. I've been cancelled and harassed by this community for quite some time now for sharing my opinions. A lot of people at Riot are LGBT, and their company supports all that stuff. After tweeting and asking why Silas has pronouns in his wiki bio, I got blocked by quite a few rioters and harassed by the LGBT community. If you don't already know, my opinion is that pronouns in bio are dumb. Yeah, keep it to your fucking self then. I've also voiced numerous times that I believe Kane is straight and have been attacked for that as well. Kane loves dick. Deal with it. Your fictional character's lore says that he loves dick. It's over. You've lost. You lost the moment you cared about a fictional character this much to be mask off homophobic on Twitter. Kane's lore writer, after leaving Riot, said Kane's choice in partners was fluid. The funniest part is, now that Riot have seen this and seen all the outcry about it and the LGBTQ community saying that they really like that they've got representation, I guarantee, and especially since one of the head writers got involved and tried to correct this person, I'm pretty sure that the result of this whole thing is that Kane is going to get way more gay. Like, way more openly gay. Not some lore in a comic off on the side. Like, you're gonna boot League of Legends, and there's just gonna be Kane in, like, nipple clamps getting a blowjob from another male member of League of Legends. Like, it's just, like, full-blown, he's gonna go ultra, it's gonna be great. Anyway, this was after he left Riot, so in my eyes it isn't official. Kane flirts with Akali in the Zed comic and Jinx in the Odyssey universe. I know that Kane isn't real and it shouldn't matter. Well, okay, then why does it? But when you see something you enjoy potentially being taken away from you, it feels kind of shitty. They're taking Kane away from her. They're taking him away by saying that he likes dick. Because the gays. This is why I block accounts that draw LGBT or Kane ship art. Hey, you ship Kane, draw that art. Circa 2018, I made a few comments on people's artwork expressing my displeasure at seeing Kane ships, which I don't do anymore. I only remember doing it about 2 or 3 times, and just last year, an LGBT artist got a rioter to take down a shout-out post they made for me because this individual was calling me a bad person, because you are, and telling the rioter that I wasn't the best person for support. Or something like that, because those few comments I had made, which is me saying trash ship and stuff. I guess people can't let anything go. Actually, it was super, like, homophobic stuff, but okay. If working at Riot makes me suppress my opinions and beliefs, that's not a place I want to be. Good, they don't want you either. Like, Riot have not offered you a job, right? Like, you can be like, I don't want a job there. They don't want you to work there. Cool. Your opinions align on this, and you're never gonna work there. Great, awesome. I really enjoy League, but in all honesty, I don't know if people working there would want me there either. They don't. Like I mentioned before, a lot of them have already blocked me on Twitter and don't seem like people I would want to interact with. Why? Because they're living their best lives. They're living their best lives fabulously, and you're sitting in your room with... we'll get there. If they think my opinions are homophobic, etc., and I can't get a job because of it, then they don't know what to say. I believe that freedom of speech is dying and becoming limited. Yeah, the freedom to hate on people and not get... No. You have the freedom of speech to say that you don't like gay people, and then all the gay people have the freedom of speech to roast the shit out of you. You see how it cuts both ways? Like, all the people harassing you, roasting you, and calling you a homophobe and shit, they're just exercising their right to free speech too. How come you have the freedom of harassment and bullying, but they don't have the freedom to defend themselves? Explain. Explain. I'm shocked. I don't understand. I'm confused. I am in a state of confusion. My parents fully support me and what I want to do. Yeah, sure they do. But I feel like I'm distant from my family. My dad is always busy with work, and my mom is always busy with my siblings and their acting stuff. Okay, so your siblings are pursuing actual, meaningful improvement of their lives, and you're out here being racist and homophobic, sorry, on Twitter. Usually I find it quite hard to have a decent conversation with them, so I stay in my room and either do nothing in bed, draw, or play League. The only social activity I have is on Discord with people I don't know IRL, and we play League and stuff. I am a bigot, and therefore I have no friends because nobody wants to be friends with a bigot. Therefore, I hang out in bigot Discords with my bigot online friends doing bigot stuff. Oh my god, where's the issue here? The issue is that they made Kane gay. The issue isn't that you're a bigot and therefore nobody wants to be friends with you. No, that would make far too much fucking sense. No. Your issue is that they made Kane gay, sorry, and therefore you have no friends now. I vent to these people because I have nobody else to talk to, and my parents just get angry with my opinions if I try talking to them about it. Holy shit, she doesn't have right-wing parents. It's a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. Her parents have tried to stop this. And they get mad at her for it, and so she doesn't talk to her parents about it. She just goes on Twitter and talks about it. She just make Vayne gay too would add up. Hey, yeah, I don't know who Vayne is, but Vayne gay too. Let's go. I have nobody to hang out with in real life because my best friend lives states away from me. I have no energy, don't feel like going anywhere, and I have little to no motivation to draw or play games. For the past 4 years, I've been struggling with suicidal thoughts, and when people ruin the things I enjoy, it makes me feel even worse. This is the ultimate in, like, I'm the bad guy, but I'm gonna make myself out to be the victim. I am a victim of harassment because people are telling me that me getting mad over a video game character being bi is somehow monstrous. Is monstrous, right? I'm the one being bullied because I tell people that the way they're born is wrong and I don't agree with it. I'm the one being bullied because I say that gay people shouldn't exist. That is your argument. One man, one woman. I don't agree with them. I don't agree. Like, that is, you're saying they shouldn't exist. You're saying that they are making an immoral choice and they shouldn't exist. This is just religious nonsense. This is just, you know, religious evangelicalism. Like, fucking Christians, man. Christians are fucking weird, dude. Like, evangelical Christians. They're fucking weird, dude. I've harmed myself a few times, and every now and then get thoughts of doing it again. It's just like, feel bad for me because I'm bigoted, and people are mean to me because I'm bigoted, and as a result, I've self-harmed, and now I'm telling you about it because I want attention and sympathy. Holy crap. Overall, I just feel incredibly shitty, and no matter what people tell me, it doesn't make me feel any better. I know that news sources typically pump out negative news and stuff, but seeing the state of the world and how awful it is really makes me sad. You know what's really fucking awful? Bigots. You know what's really fucking awful? Conservatives. Climate change is getting worse and protesting is not enough to do anything. You just said you were a conservative. Trump withdrew from the Paris Accords. What are you talking? What? How is she bringing up climate change as some kind of virtue signal when she supports the conservatives? Do you know who are often one of the leading, main pushing groups of people against climate change and for climate change legislation? The gays. The people you hate. Because they're only just starting to be accepted, so they don't want to, like, be accepted right now, and then in 50 years the world is on fire. They kind of want to enjoy their acceptance. You know, they kind of want to enjoy their culture for like a few hundred years at least before the world melts. Did this person ever say they were conservative? If you're mutuals, I am a conservative and I disagree with LGBT views and beliefs. Like, first line of their turbo bigoted paragraph, right? The world is losing its morality. If the state of the world continues to decline, I'm not going to have kids. Please don't. Don't breed. Don't breed. Do not reproduce. We do not need more people like you. It's fine. The rest of the world agrees with your offer. We humbly accept your offer not to reproduce. We humbly accept. On behalf of the rest of humanity, I want you to know, we humbly accept your offer not to reproduce. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, there's nothing that I, as an individual, can do about it. You could stop being a bigot. All of these things are contributing to my depression, anxiety, and overall mental state, and I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know if I'll ever get my dream job. Nope. Don't know if I'll accomplish anything in life. I hope you don't. I don't know what my purpose is, apparently being a bigot on the internet, and I don't know why it's worth it to be here. So, what's the issue here? Like, okay, so she's saying, and then all her tweets are like, it's okay, we don't all have to, like, look at these mask-off homophobes in her replies. Anyway, all of her tweets are like, I'm being death-threatened, and it's like the person is just clowning on them. Like saying, I love Kane more than you, and Kane will have my babies. Kane is a League of Legends character. Like, and then stuff like this, like just this, like, holy shit. You're proving my point. You won't let me have my own beliefs or opinions unless they agree with yours. No, we don't want you to have bigotry, right? We don't tolerate intolerance. So what this person is doing, right, is preaching intolerance and then saying, if you don't tolerate my intolerance, you're intolerant. And like trying to turn it around and say, well, you're preaching tolerance, you have to tolerate my intolerance. But you don't. The paradox of tolerance has been written about regularly throughout history, but the most sort of recent sort of like coalescence of it all was written by K.R. Popper, a philosopher, in 1945. And I'm just going to read it word for word because it actually perfectly explains this situation. Popper being the GOAT, predicting this situation 80 years before it happens. Let's see. The paradox of tolerance. Unlimited tolerance must lead to the disappearance of tolerance. If we extend unlimited tolerance even to those who are intolerant, if we are not prepared to defend a tolerant society against the onslaught of the intolerant, then the tolerant will be destroyed, and tolerance with them. Does that make sense? If you are intolerant of everything, including intolerance, you let intolerance win. That's the problem with allowing intolerance, right? So we tolerate everything except intolerance. It's a very simple equation. And, you know, even Karl Popper did not recommend locking people up for being intolerant. He said it should be societal pressure, but if a movement becomes big enough, for example, if a bunch of racists besiege the US Capitol, then that's when you sort of step in and deal with things. It's a really simple concept, and I'm just bringing this person up as the ultimate example. I mean, they literally cry about having no friends because they're a bigot. Like, this is just making yourself... This is like the ultimate soy, I'm the victim because people judge me for my beliefs. Your beliefs are intolerant. People judge you because you have intolerant, bigoted beliefs. This is the thing. And this goes for Ben Shabibo and Steven Crowder and every right-wing person who's ever cried online about the left being intolerant. Oh, the left is bullying me. Oh, they won't let me have my beliefs. My freedom of speech. You have freedom of speech. You do. You have freedom of speech. You can preach your intolerant bullshit. And we can read you for that. We can insult you for that. We can mock you for that. We can cancel you for that. Because that's us exercising our freedom of speech. Our freedom of expression. You understand? Like, it cuts both ways. Like, you can be a bigot, but you can't then complain about people being mean to you for being a bigot. Right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't play the I'm intolerant, but you must have tolerance for me. No. If you're intolerant, you will be met with intolerance. And if that makes you sad, stop being intolerant. Maybe educate yourself. Stop judging people for intrinsic values they can't change. Race, you cannot change. You know, sexuality, you cannot change. Your gender expression, you cannot change. All the scientific research shows you can't change these things. So, judging people for them is wrong. It's bigotry. And if you get roasted for that, that's on you. Also, Kane wants my dick more than he wants your dried up vagina, Emerald Parrot. Come at me. Kane would be he'd be all up on this. He'd be all up on this. Just blowy below the desk while I stream from Kane. You know what I mean? Kane would just be so hungry for my fucking penis, Emerald Parrot. And he doesn't want your bigoted, fucking useless ass body. He doesn't want you. He wants me. He wants me all up inside him. He wants me in every fucking hole. Alright, cool. Glad we got that out of there.